go, we finally made it to a spot we can dive, we think. Yago's got to empty his bladder for the third time. But yeah, keen as to get in the water. Skipper reckons he can see the bottom in 10 meters, so there must be a little bit of viz. See you in there.
So this is my first drop of the day. I was just cruising down, closing my eyes and trying to just really relax and get my head in the zone. I slowly made it to the bottom and then just had a little look around. Couldn't believe my eyes when I saw a nice sized snapper just sitting there right next to me, staring straight at me. I've never shot a snapper and I've only ever seen a handful in my life, so it literally took my breath away and I panicked a little bit. Unfortunately, you can't see the fish in the footage, but basically I blew it because he was on my right and my gun's pretty long, so I tried to turn it as slow as I could, but he was onto me straight away and just slowly swam off, and then I ended up taking a long shot, but of course missed.
Fuck!
What did you shoot? It was a snapper. A snapper?
Yeah.
I'd been drifting along for a little while when I noticed a nice school of Moses perch with one significantly larger fish amongst them. As I was lining up the Moses perch, I noticed a really big parrotfish come in. These are absolutely delicious, and some people don't shoot them because they're pretty important for reefs, but we've got a lot up on our reef, so it's alright to take one every now and then. Unfortunately, I'd moved my gun too fast again and he was straight onto me. I tried to hide behind a rock to see if he would come back in, but he wasn't having a bar of it. I was getting pretty annoyed at myself for blowing it with all these nice fish. So by this next drop, when I got to the bottom and saw a nice goatfish cruising by, I made sure I took my time and got a good shot on him. Goatfish are found all around the Indo-Pacific and they're bloody delicious. Just ask Ryan Myers, he's always shooting them over in Hawaii.
My spear actually got stuck in the rocks after it went through the goatfish, which can be really dangerous in conditions like there were that day with all the current, but me and Yago did a bit of teamwork and got it out together.
Man, yeah, I dropped down and I was just looking through all the surgeons, and then yeah, there was a snapper like literally 1.5 meters to me on the right, just sitting there. Yeah. Like that big. That was a decent one.
Yeah, decent stuff.
And then I was just sitting there like, holy shit. So I just tried to like move, but my gun's so long. I was just trying to move my gun so slow and it just started swimming off. And then it came back and then I could have had a shot, but I waited and then it was like going off and I took a long shot.
So yesterday's boat diving mission was a bit of a failure because the guy who owned the boat got a little bit seasick. He thought it was a bit rough out there, so he didn't want to jump in. So we only ended up doing like 3 drifts, I mean. And yeah, I saw a snapper, which is pretty cool, and a big parrotfish, but blew it on both of them. So we came back in by about 9 o'clock. Me and Yago went and got a bit of food at home, waited for the tide to turn, and headed out to a local little shore dive spot to see if we could get something better. As soon as we came out, there was a school of jewies, and Yago ended up getting one, little 80 centimeter model, which was really nice. He was super stoked on that. And then I actually ended up getting a nice jack, which some dolphins tried to steal, and then I missed the easiest shot ever on a jewfish in a cave. So I'll show you that footage now.
I slowed everything right down as I approached the spot where I usually like to dive, just hoping to see that silhouette pop up down in the shadows. I couldn't believe my eyes when about 5 minutes into the session, a lovely mangrove jack appeared down near the bottom. He did the classic mangrove jack thing, which is run for the closest cave to try and tear off, but I pulled him out and made sure I secured him so I could get him up to the surface.
Lovely jack. What a way to start. Lovely. Oh, thank you, mate. Wow. Really nice jack. Won't be surprised if some dolphins come in. They always hassle me when I get the jacks. They seem to bloody love them. Maybe even a couple of sharks with all this blood. We'll see. Whew. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, as expected, a couple of minutes later, a little pod of dolphins came in to try and bully me out of my mangrove jack. They actually stole a really nice jack off me once before at this exact spot, so I knew I had to keep a good eye on them. I'd unloaded one rubber, so it wasn't too much power shooting into the rocks, and as I looked into the shadows, I noticed the silhouette of the Dewey appear. And then I somehow managed to miss it from point blank, because I wasn't looking down the gun and it shot off to the left.
It's rocking. I've got enough fish, so I'm going back in. There we have it. A lovely mangrove jack from the shore dive. Just shows you that sometimes going out for a little shore dive can be worth it. Just make sure you're always super safe out there, because it's obviously very dangerous diving on your own. Always stay within your extra comfort zone. Don't dive deep, and yeah, have fun out there. Heaps of fish to be had.
I'm gonna fry them up, probably even this armor.
Mangrove jack wings with some garlic butter broccolini. Let's try this mangrove jack wing, eh? Far out. I actually nailed it. It is perfectly cooked, eh? And so crispy on the outside. That's so good. If anyone's throwing out their wings, you're blowing it, eh? Make sure you save them from now, because it's such a crispy, tasty little treat. Alright, that's it. Cheers for watching the video, and hopefully I'll have some more up soon.